Hello everybody, Joe here. Welcome to the channel. Today's video, we've got 4 of the most functional and common burpee variations you can do. So we're going to do 100 reps. We've got 25 reps of each. The first one here that we're doing is going to be the basic 1 pump burpee. So in the 1 pump, you're just basically going to be going down, doing the push-up, doing a proper push-up, chest to the floor, and coming up, standing right back up. You don't do the hop in this, you're just standing up. Sometimes you can do a bit of the stomach smash. You can kind of hit your abs a little bit. I do that from time to time as well, but this is a little bit more of a basic version and probably a little bit more of a common version. So, also, I had a commenter before comment on my shorts, how short they were. He wants to see them shorter. So this video is for him. I got on shorter shorts today. That's for you. So getting back to this, yeah. So this is the 1 pump burpee again. The most basic, the most probably the most cardiovascular orientated of all of the styles of burpees. I'm not a kind of believer in the common burpee where you're doing the worm to kind of get up. If you lack the chest muscles, I think just work on your chest. You can do them. Maybe you can do the push up from your knees instead of on your feet. But the 1 pump is much better for your chest, much better for your core, your shoulders, your tricep than doing the common burpee that you see everyone do. Because that doesn't really work a lot of your muscles if you're doing the worm to get up, because you're not using your chest because you're not really pushing up. So it's more of just a cardiovascular one. And this itself is extremely cardiovascular intense. I've done 500-600 of these in a single session. I've done about 500 and it took me about 50 minutes. It was a painful 50 minutes. Yeah, it sucked. So not going to lie about that. Here we're getting into the next one, which is the bodybuilder burpee. So this is one of the most common ones as well. You'll see a lot of the burpee channels. The bodybuilder is, it's a foundational movement. So I do this in pretty much, I wouldn't say every day, but I do bodybuilders. I would say I incorporate them into every other day that I'm doing workouts. So whether I'm doing just 300 or 400 in a row straight, or I'm setting them in with supersets with other styles or with other movements like kettlebell swings and pull-ups and whatnot. So if you do a lot of the bodybuilders, you will feel it in your lower abdomen, especially the following day. When you're going down, after you do the push-up, you do the out and in hop, kind of like a jumping jack, but in a plank, in a high plank position. That right there is fantastic for your core. It's fantastic for your abs. I know it doesn't really look that difficult, but when you do a lot of these repeatedly over and over and over, the next day, like I did 500 bodybuilders last week. I didn't record it, but I did 500 bodybuilders last week, and my lower abs were pretty darn sore the following day, as well as even my quadriceps a little bit. People don't think about. They just think the burpee. Oh, it's a good chest. It's a good cardio. But the burpee does work, especially when you're doing a little bit more difficult variations of the burpee, like the bodybuilder burpee. So again, 25 bodybuilders, that's this set. The next set we're going to get into is the 2 pumps. So again, you can do 2-layered bodybuilders. You can do bodybuilder Navy SEALs. You can kind of make up your own type of burpee if you want to. But I'm just showing you the 4, I would say, most basic and fundamental ones, the most common ones that you're going to see on a lot of the burpee channels. So now again, we're going in right into the 2 pumps. So it's the same as the 1 pump, but instead of going down and doing 1 push-up, we're going down, and clearly we're just doing 2 push-ups. So you will, it's a little bit less cardiovascular orientated than the 1 pump, just because you're going up and down so quick. So the more pumps that you get, the more you're going to find it works the chest and the shoulders muscles, and it's going to work the core a little bit less. For instance, if you're doing a 10 pump burpee, you're probably not going to get a super cardiovascular, intense workout. However, your chest and shoulders is just going to be on fire. You're definitely going to need to take breaks unless you're, some kind of machine. I am not. So if I'm doing 10 pumps or whatnot, I'm probably doing them pretty slow, and I might be taking 10 second, 15 second break between each one, especially if you're doing like 10 or 20 or 100 or so of them. So yeah, the 2 pumps. 2 pumps are another great one, obviously, to incorporate into your routines. 2 pump. These 4 are the ones that I incorporate into my workout routine pretty much every day. If I'm not doing bodybuilders, I'm doing 2 pumps. If I'm not doing 2 pumps, I'm doing 1 pumps, or I'm doing Navy SEALs, which again, Navy SEALs will be the next one that we're going to get into. I've also kind of made this workout so that we're starting off the easiest style, which is the 1 pumps, and then we're going into the more difficult ones at the end, which will be the Navy SEALs. So a bodybuilder is obviously a little bit more hard than the 1 pumps, and the 2 pumps arguably is a little bit more difficult than the bodybuilder. Just because, it's a bit more of the chest and shoulder workout. You're definitely going to feel it in the chest, especially more than you would doing a bodybuilder. Also, when you're doing these push-ups, don't let the elbows flare way out. You want those elbows to, I used to tuck them right into my sides. I found that eventually that was kind of hurting my shoulder a bit. So I have my elbows go out on a 45-degree angle. So my hands are just below my shoulders or a little bit outside of my shoulder width, and my elbows again are coming out at a 45-degree angle. So that right there is a great form. It's also going to prevent you from having shoulder injuries in the past or in the future. It's going to prevent you from having maybe elbow issues and all that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend doing that. All right, so now we're getting into the Navy SEALs. As you can see, I definitely slowed down. And the Navy SEALs compared to the 1 pumps, the bodybuilders and that, you just can't do them at the same pace. I haven't seen anyone yet that can do Navy SEALs like I can do 1 pumps. If you are, you're probably on maybe some drugs and steroids, or you're just a born animal. I was not a born animal. I was actually born pretty chunky, and in high school I was pretty fat. So I've corrected my mistakes. I've corrected my diet, changed a lot of things, and it eventually led me to a pretty high standard of fitness. Mind you, in the winter, obviously I eat a bit too much desserts, cheesecakes, too many peanut butter desserts, but that's such as life. Got to enjoy life sometime as well. So again, this is going to be the hardest of the 4 variations. The Navy SEALs are fantastic. Navy SEALs are one of the absolute, if not the best style of burpee that you can do when you want a mixture of cardiovascular and strength. If you think about it, you're doing 3 push-ups in each one, and 2 of those push-ups you're only doing on 1 leg. So that means you only have 3 contact points with the ground, your 2 hands and your 1 foot, whether it's your left foot or your right foot. That works the core extensively. It's only for a half second that you're on the left leg, and then a half second you're on the right leg doing the push-up. However, those half seconds, when you do them repeatedly, consistently, over and over and over, yeah, your core is going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your obliques. You're going to feel it in your lats, your lateral dormis muscles. You're going to feel it in your back. So, and obviously you're going to feel it in your chest and shoulders as well because, well, you're doing 3 push-ups repeatedly in a row. So yeah, as you can see, I'm definitely slowing down. I recommend taking breaks between them. You definitely want to keep the form very good. So if you find your form is starting to slip, slow the pace down. You know, no one's or maybe people are watching you, but I'm always a firm believer in form over speed. So if I think, oh, you know what, my form is just going all to hell right now, I would just slow down. Slow down, make sure your form is good. You don't want to be cheating or anything like that at all because you're really only cheating yourself. And also in the future, having that good form, there's a reason why people do good form, and it's to prevent injuries in your future. So as you get older, you'll find that the injuries start to creep up. So as long as your diet is in check, you know, you're eating lots of anti-inflammatory foods. You know, you're eating walnuts, olive oil, turmeric, garlic, berries, blueberries, blackberries, really super high antioxidant ones. Those are great for getting rid of all the inflammation in your body. So I'm 42 this year. Well, I was 42 last year. I'll be 43 at the end of this year. But yeah, and I still feel great. You know, obviously some days I eat a little bit too much. I feel a little lethargic. But in all, being 42 and having the fitness that I have now, I'm pretty proud of myself. Could it be better? Yeah, for sure. It could definitely be better. However, I do get gold in my military fitness test. So that's also something to be proud of. Not a lot of people get the gold. Usually people get silver, bronze, or they don't actually get anything at all. They just get like the basic levels. So as we come to the end, don't forget when you're finished these workouts, always make sure you stretch your whatever muscles you're working the most. So in this one, obviously we're working our chest and our shoulders the most. Make sure you stretch those muscles out. If you don't stretch those muscles out, you're going to have your recovery is going to be a lot slower, and you're going to be pretty darn sore tomorrow and the following day, or maybe both. So stretching really gets that lactic acid sort of out of those muscles, and your recovery will be a lot quicker. So, you know, your chest, you want to basically be stretching each muscle for, let's say, 30 seconds. And if you just want to hit 5 or 6, maybe you only got 4 or 5 minutes, stretch for 5 minutes. That's going to be the best 5 minutes you can do to improve your recovery times. So I hope you like this video. Feel free to comment down below if you want to see me do an exercise routine to your liking. And otherwise, hit the notification icon. It will alert you to when I post new content. As you can see now, I am going to be going down doing some of these stretches. So these are just some of the quick stretches. However, feel free to do a lot more. I'm just showing you some basic ones. This is a great one for the chest and shoulders. So that's it. Have yourself a great day, and bye for now.